really fabulous about doing Facebook Live is I always get super nervous. Like I get all giddy in my stomach and I get all excited like I do before I'm giving this big speech. So that's really cool because I really like being excited about what I'm going to talk about. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Heidi. Welcome, everybody, to my beautiful Facebook Live to begin our beautiful, amazing week. Super Heidi, happy to see you. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Rachel. How's it going? I'm so happy y'all are here. Hi, Melanie. Look at all these badasses coming on in. Hear me talking about a little Roy Moore, a little madness, a little mayhem. I got my mug ready. See? I got the mug going on. I'm ready to go. It's going to be a good talk. So anyway, I'm super happy y'all are here. I've decided my hair is totally kicking today. I'm really happy to see everybody. I'm so happy for all your loves. I'm really thrilled to be here. So let's just get into the action. Here's a list of what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Roy Moore. We're going to talk about Jesus. I know, y'all, prepare. We're going to talk about Roy Moore again. And then we're going to talk about the GOP. And that's what's going to happen. Hi, Alicia. How you doing? Welcome to Facebook Live with Missy Bird. Super glad you're here. Okay, so there's the agenda. Roy Moore, Jesus, Roy Moore, the GOP. Good. Okay, so this happened from the Washington Post. See that? Woman says Roy Moore initiated sexual encounter when she was 14 and he was 32. Ew, gross. Ew, gross. Okay, so this is super problematic on a number of levels. One of the reasons this is super problematic is 32-year-old men should not be initiating sexual encounters with 14-year-old girls. That is otherwise defined as pedophilia. That's sexual abuse. It's wrong. Yes, Alicia. Ew. So gross. Listen, it's totally inappropriate. You're not supposed to do those things, okay? No, not okay. Not okay. Not okay. So, one of the things that I think is really critically important to remember at this moment is these are the things we know about Roy Moore. He is a judge. He's an attorney. Hi, Sally. Nice to see you. He's a conservative Republican. He is wealthy. He has power. He is a grown man who finds teenage girls attractive, and he understands the law. Now, let's be very clear. Those are the things we know about Roy Moore. We know that he wants to be a senator really, really bad. We also know that he has a whole entire machine behind him trying to protect him from the reality that Roy Moore initiated a sexual encounter with a 14-year-old girl when he was 32. Ew, say it with me. Ew, not okay, totally gross, completely inappropriate, not all right. Okay, so here is what we know about men who pursue young girls significantly younger than them to engage in sexually stimulating activity, including kissing and touching. This is what we know they are not. They are not knocking boots. They are not the man. They are not heroes. They are not getting some action. They are not tapping that. They are not taking the skin boat to Tuna Town, and they are not boning. They are pedophiles. It is wrong. You do not get to have power and control in a public arena as an elected official. If you are accused of touching girls inappropriately, it is not okay. It is not okay for people at Fox News to be saying that it is okay. One of you just said I'm pixelated. Did I come back? Have I come back yet? Maybe. I live in Oregon where everything gets all messed up. And so sometimes our internet doesn't work very well. So, oh good, I'm at 50%. That's awesome. Okay, well hopefully it'll come back because right now it's really raining really bad. And so hopefully I'll come back. And if I don't, then I guess I'll just start over again. Thanks, Alicia. I'm glad I look awesome. Seems like you all can hear me, so I'm going to keep going. I look colorful. That's super rad. Okay. Well, we're just going to have to hope that my internet starts to completely... I'm back. Yay. Okay, awesome. Thanks, you guys, for letting me know. You're so helpful. You could all be my assistants on all my Facebook Lives. Okay, so anyway, people who pursue young girls are not to be held up as heroes. They're bad people who do bad things to people, and it's not okay. And the fact that we have an entire machine of news saying that it is okay, and in fact this is actually a conspiracy theory brought on by the liberal elite, is ridiculous and horrifying and completely wrong. Because you know why? Hi, Lily. Because women deserve to be believed. Women deserve to be believed. The critical piece to all of this is we have to believe women. We should not be, hi Mel, we should not be assuming that when a woman comes out and tells the most horrifying story of her life, that she is not to be believed. And that is the critical piece to this news story. When you have a headline like this, it should not be that we don't believe her. And I went to church yesterday. I know, don't fall off your chairs, people. I went to church yesterday. My kids wanted to go to church, so we went to church. And it wasn't so bad. So, maybe I might go again. But one of the things I read when I went to church was that as our world reacts to injustice in forms of control, I, as a follower of Jesus, will react in forms of uncontrollable love. And I just need that to sit in for a second, because one of the things that I realized is that while the conversation about sexual abuse of children is not nuanced, it's very black or white, the conversation about how we want the GOP and the members of the GOP to react to this issue is a little bit more nuanced, because most people are horrified by this, but many people don't feel like they have a platform or a voice to be able to speak out. And yes, Sally, I did see the New York Times article about how the Senate could get rid of him should he be elected. And I also saw the article about the fact that another woman has come forward, and there's a press conference this afternoon, I think. But I really want to talk about sort of the nuance. I had someone send me a message on Facebook last night saying, yes, Mel, I went to church. It's okay. I'm fine. Sent me a message that that she wanted to talk to me about my tweet about the GOP, because she was like, I'm a member of the Republican Party, and I don't think this guy is okay. And I think one of the things that really leads me to is this concept that we have got to be providing a platform for people to feel safe enough to speak out and not feel like they're not going to be heard and they're not going to be accepted. And so that's really what I want to kind of hammer down here is we need to talk about Roy Moore in a way that criticizes him and figures out how to bring up those more moderate voices in the GOP, because without those moderate voices in the GOP, then the loudest, my grandpa always said, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And so the loudest voices in this are people like who have a platform. So people like Sean Hannity, who's like defending this guy. And he's like, he's the man. It's all good. And it's not all good, because as I mentioned earlier, men who pursue young girls who are significantly younger than them are not the man. They're not knocking boots, and they are not heroes. They are pedophiles. And we need to remember that perpetrators are part of the system of letting people down. And those people that get let down are the victims. And so I really think this gets back to this notion that women deserve to be believed. And it's really, really important that when a member of the GOP or of the Democratic Party is exposed as someone who is promoting sexual assault against a woman, then they should not be given a platform wherein it becomes that they can justify their behavior. And that is really what I am calling upon my friends who consider themselves to be part of the conservative Republicans to speak out loudly against the ridiculous notion that Roy Moore is a good guy. Because guess what? He's not a good guy. He's a bad guy. And as my friend Sally just pointed out to me in the messaging, he was the dissenting vote of one that convicted a child care worker of raping a child. It's systemic in his brain that people should be able to get away with this stuff. And so I call upon everyone, but most especially my friends who are part of the Republican Party, to loudly proclaim that this is not your GOP. And loudly use your platform to loudly proclaim that you want Fox News to knock their shit off. I want all of you who are involved in the GOP and the Republican Party to cause some mayhem and raise some hell. Because These are not shenanigans brought on by the liberal elite. The fact that people are believing that these are shenanigans brought on by the liberal elite takes that woman's story, this woman right here, her story, and says, nah, you know what? You totally deserve to have that guy touch you inappropriately. And you totally deserve to have him find you in a courthouse, notice that you were in a position of vulnerability, and then prey on you some more. Yeah, you totally deserve that, because these are shenanigans brought on by the liberal elite. You couldn't possibly be telling the truth, even though this woman, by the way, is a lifelong Republican and voted for Donald Trump. So here's what I really, 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 really want to close with. In this Monday Mayhem, I really want you all to remember that the victim should not have to prove her truth in the court of public opinion. I think we need to be very critically thoughtful when dogma and doctrine get in the way of women being believed when they speak their truth. And let me repeat that again. We should be critically thoughtful when dogma and doctrine get in the way of women being believed when they speak their truth. We need to cause some mayhem and raise some hell. And what scares me, and I was having this conversation with Jim last night, is that this is becoming acceptable in the media. That the media's first reaction is not of horror. It is of, well, some people think it's horrible, but, you know, some people do not. And we need to get to the point where when this comes out in public, everybody recognizes that this is horrible. All right. So that is my call. I need you all to raise some mayhem, raise some hell, cause some mayhem. Remember, we've talked about Jesus, Roy Moore, and the GOP today. Remember that this woman is not messing around. She's not messing about. These are not liberal shenanigans, okay? And also remember that you can totally support my work. And I need to give you an explanation about what my work is. I'm doing public speaking. I'm doing workshops about tapping into your passion to engage in advocacy. And I have this little page called Patreon. Now, I figured I would explain Patreon since not a lot of you have visited my Patreon page. So Patreon is a website that collects money for people like me who are writers and resistors. There's podcasters, there's artists, there's comic book people. Oh my God, the comic books I found, y'all, off the hook. There's artists, there's people who are just doing really amazing, badass, like revolutionary stuff on Patreon. And this is a way that they can make a monthly wage so they can keep making their art. So I am offering for anybody who becomes a patron of mine at $10 before November 20th that I will feature your project, your business, your podcast, your campaign, your art, your writing, whatever it is, to my 4,537 followers combined on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Can you believe that I have almost 5,000 people following me? That is a magical number. So if you decide to become a supporter of mine on Patreon at $10, not only will you get magical things in your inbox like me all the time, not harassing you, but giving you love and inspiration to resist and persist and insist. But, hi, Melanie, I know, woo-woo you, yay, Patreon supporters rock. But if you do this before November 20th, I will feature your project, business, podcast, campaign, art, writing to all of my followers, and it's going to be magical, especially, like, you know. So Gwen wanted you to know what my link was. Gwendolyn Alice Kelly made this fabulous sign for all y'all. Patreon.com/birdgirl magic. You can go to patreon.com/birdgirl and become one of my supporters for as little as $2 a month. But again, if you go join at that $10 level, you get in, okay? Follow me at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at birdgirl1001 if you haven't done so already. Why don't you tell your friends? See, you're all following me here on the Facebooks at birdgirl1001. But you should tell all your friends to follow me on Facebook, because they get the blogs, and they get the podcast, and they get the magic, and they get to know what's coming, because I'm doing some really incredible stuff right now out in the community. They can also, Gwendolyn Alice Kelly again, isn't that magic? birdgirlindustries.com. That's my website. Just posted a really killer blog, Monday Mayhem, where I got even more into the Roy Moore stuff. And I'm posting there a couple days a week, and it's super awesome. Plus, you can join my newsletter, which is also super awesome. And you get extra magical things in your inbox from Dr. Melissa Bird, PhD, which is magic if you go to birdgirlindustries.com. Look at all the love y'all are giving me. It's so good. Remember to cause some mayhem, raise some hell, get out there and do me proud, y'all. I'll see you on Friday.